we are occupants of the building since 1974. And prior to that, we were occupants of that area in that very land.
Yes.
Now we are all shop owners.
Correct.
Our everything is dependent on that. Now, if the building is sought to be demolished on the basis that it is not in good condition,
Correct.
then, my lord, we will lose all our roji and roti in that sense. Everything will be lost to us.
True.
It is in that background that we have filed the petition.
Fine.
Now, my lord, reply we have not seen. It was served at 1 o'clock.
Fine.
My lord, the last date is 12th.
Right.
So your lordship may allow us to file a rejoinder, but in the meanwhile, they may not demolish the building and they may not throw us out.
We'll ask Mr. Bhutt.
Your Ladyship, there are two submissions. Submission one, this is a composite exercise being done. I would request Mr. Thakur to actually see the reply.
Right.
It is the corporation had its own offices also in this building. We have also vacated.
Look,
It's that bad.
there was something called, I think, family court also in that.
Family
building.
court is also vacated.
was
It is
in that.
that bad. It is just.
My lord, it
unsafe.
may be that bad, but it may not require demolition on 12th
No,
itself.
so
That's all I am
two
saying.
submissions.
Followed.
What was to be considered is twofold:
Yes.
immediate eviction
Correct.
and actually the exercise of considering alternate accommodation.
Correct.
These are shops.
Correct.
A residential unit is generally given under policies of the state because these are commercial establishments. And we have said so in our affidavit also.
Correct.
The standing committee has also resolved that that issue will be taken up separately. Mr. Thakur wants time to look at the reply very fair because the reply is bulky. Because this is a commercial establishment where people, outsiders are also visiting. Our concern is that the building is so bad that they may at least stop use. They don't want
But I am
demolition.
not saying.
I may not demolish till the next date or thereafter.
My lord, but I am saying that
Stop
12th is the
using it.
date. When you have told us to do something, we are only requesting 3-4 days more before which the matter can be heard.
My submission is they may stop using it.
My lord,
It will actually be to their advantage if they stop using it. The
Well,
entire building is crumbling.
Correct. Mr. Thakur, if the building is in.
My lord,
If I show the court the report,
I'm-
it is that bad.
1 minute.
my lord,
So
that is
whether-
what, my lord, I am
Like,
on.
In spite of a building which is in. a
It is
fragile
not that fragile. It is not that fragile. It is running about 100 plus shops.
Not that they, as you rightly pointed out, that it is their bread and butter. So they would continue, they
No,
would
but,
want to
Your Lordship,
continue.
we are
the shop.
tenants of the corporation.
Look,
This is
no.
not our building.
No, not the locus is, we are not on the locus, Mr. Thakur. I am on the condition of the building.
My lord, the condition is
Then
not
what?
that bad.
Then how
My lord,
you
Well,
may,
my lord, I'll tell your lordship may have a look at,
you may hear them, Mr. Vitt.
I would be happy to do that.
Huh.
but your lordship, my
Can I-
only
can I
submission
raise-
is,
So,
my lord,
Sir,
my,
I-
your
this
lordship,
is not
hear me for 2
adversarial.
minutes.
It is
I am
clear.
only saying at this stage
yes,
that
we
to
will-
file a rejoinder,
Arre, I'm not on that, we will permit you to
and
file
in
a
that, till then, they may not do anything.
I don't intend to demolish it tomorrow.
Not
or on
only
12th.
even not working,
Let
whatever
them
we are doing,
stop
like,
using it.
we will not
immediately.
stop using it. I will not make an undertaking because there are
Then in
250 shops.
I would not know 190 shops.
190
Mr.
shops,
Thakur
whatever.
may take instruction.
190. It may be 190 shops. 190 shops. I
That is
cannot.
the case. I may not. Then I would request that the honorable court permit me to show the report
My lord,
Yes.
I am,
and show the photographs.
Correct.
Then I may not make a statement. He may
my
contest.
lord, I am only saying that your lordship may first hear me for a
all
minute
right, we will
before
hear
seeing the report or anything.
whatever, whichever.
No,
way.
your lordship, my only submission is on the issue that I have received the report just now.
Correct.
The report was never given to us. This is a decision taken by the corporation on 15th of March. First thing, your lordship may just hear me for
All
5
right,
minutes.
but we have enough time, Mr.
No,
Thakur.
15th March. 21st March, they are giving notice to me, which is being served to me on 28th March. So they can take 7 days time to serve the notice to me. I am only saying that give me time up to 15th or so to file a reply and answer the matter on 16th.
Even otherwise, if a notice is issued for any person, it can't be evacuated forthwith.
Yes, that's all I'm saying. Because
It has
I'm
to be reasonable.
reasonable. I'm
It has to
only
be
telling.
reasonable.
Otherwise, date is 12.
Otherwise, anyone
I'm
now
only
can
requesting
want that
16th.
thing.
By that time, you
On 15th itself, the association was notified that this is the condition, so please evict. Individual notices were thereafter issued. I am okay with my friend taking 20 more days
Correct.
to, in a phased manner, evict the building. They may be required to stop usage of building.
but
It
why?
is that bad. Then in that case, Mr. Thakur may allow me to show to the court, and therefore
I will.
To the- or-
Let me
to
show
Mr.
first.
Thakur,
Let me
condition.
first show the orders.
2-page, then Mr. Thakur may argue.
Right.
I will
Sure.
show.
Okay.
Your lordship would have a look at page 148.
Yes.
My lord, your lordship may first see page. I would like your lordship to see a few facts before this. I was going to show this only first.
Correct.
My lord, I want to show the letter addressed by us to the chief minister.
Yes.
Page 135. વિષય વર્ષ 1948 થી વડોદરા શહેરના ઉપરોક્ત વિસ્તારમાં પોતાનો વેપાર ધંધો કરતા કરી પરિવારનું ગુજરાન ચલાવનાર અને વેપારીઓને તથા અમારા વ્યવસાયની જગ્યા પર નોકરી કરતા કર્મચારીઓને પરિવારનું ગુજરાન ચાલી રહેલ છે. જે તે વખતે કેબિનો તે તબદીલ કરી તે જગ્યાએ 1969 થી 74 સુધી અમોને સુરસાગર તળાવની ઓફર ટેમ્પરરી ખસેડી પરત સને 1974 માં વર્તમાન કાર્યરત અને અમારા વેપાર ધંધાવાળી જગ્યાએ વિવિધ વેપારીઓને રાજ્ય સરકાર તેમજ મ્યુનિસિપલ કોર્પોરેશન નીતિ નિયમો મુજબ ફાળવવામાં આવેલ અને હાલમાં પણ અમો અરજદાર વેપારીઓ પોતાનો વેપાર ધંધો પોતાના પરિવાર પાલન પોષણ કરીએ છીએ. વર્તમાન સમય સદર પદ્માવતી શોપિંગ સેન્ટરમાં આશરે 250 જેટલી નાની મોટી દુકાનો આવેલી છે અને તેમાં વેપાર ધંધો ચાલી રહેલ છે. આશરે 1200 થી 1500 જેટલા પરિવારોનું પાલન પોષણ થઈ રહેલ છે. તે પાકા બાંધકામ વાળું ભોંયતળિયાથી પ્રથમ માળ સુધીનું નાની મોટી દુકાનો જમીન દોસ્ત કરાવવા દૂર કરવાની વહીવટી તંત્ર દ્વારા ચાલી રહેલી પ્રક્રિયા સામે તે પ્રક્રિયા બંધ કરી સદર તમામ નાની મોટી દુકાનો જે જગ્યાએ કાર્યરત રાખવા તેમજ તમામ પરિવારો રસ્તે રચલતા ન થાય તે તાકેદારી રાખી હાલનો આ નિર્ણય કાયમી ધોરણે બંધ રાખી અમને માનવતાના દ્રષ્ટિએ અને ન્યાયના હિતમાં વડોદરા મહાનગર સેવા તથા સરકારશ્રીનો નિર્ણય તાત્કાલિક અસરથી કાયમી ધોરણે બંધ કરવા વિનંતી છે. યોર લોર્ડશિપ may then go to page 138. The reason is not merely old building. That the reports can show that. Well, I will go to the report in a minute. Uparokt Vepar, Dhandawali. The lordship has got it. Page 138. સને 1974 થી કાર્યરત પદ્માવતી શોપિંગ સેન્ટર વાળી સંપૂર્ણ પાકી ઇમારત જો અહીંયા ખસેડવા દૂર કરવામાં આવશે કે જમીન દોસ્ત કરવામાં આવશે તો અમો અરજદાર તથા અમારી દુકાનોમાં ફરજ બજાવતા કર્મચારીઓ સહકર્મચારીઓને આશરે 1200 થી 1500 જેટલા પરિવારોને નેસ્ટના બંધ થઈ રસ્તે રજતતા થઈ જશે. આપ સાહેબ શ્રી વધુમાં જણાવવાનું કે સદર પદ્માવતી શોપિંગ સેન્ટરથી સદર વિસ્તારમાં કોઈ પણ પ્રકારની ટ્રાફિકની સમસ્યા ઉપસ્થિત થતી નથી કે આજુબાજુના કોઈ પણ હેરિટેજ ઇમારત કે વડોદરાના સુંદરતાને હાનિ નુકસાન કે ઠેડ પહોંચતી નથી. સદર પદ્માવતી શોપિંગ સેન્ટર પાસે જ સિંધી સમાજ ઈષ્ટદેવ ભગવાન શ્રી ઝૂલેલાલ સાહેબનું મંદિર પણ આવેલ છે અને તે મંદિર પણ રોડને ટ્રાફિકને અડચણરૂપ થતું નથી. પદ્માવતી શોપિંગ સેન્ટર અવર જવર માટેની વિશાળ જગ્યા છે જેથી આમ પણ નાગરિકોને કોઈ પણ પ્રકારની હેરાનગતિ કે મુશ્કેલી થવાનો સંભવ નથી. સાથોસાથ પદ્માવતી શોપિંગ સેન્ટર સામે આવેલ ઐતિહાસિક ઇમારતો ઘણા દૂરથી પણ જોઈ શકાય છે અને અમારા સદર પદ્માવતી શોપિંગ સેન્ટરને કારણે તે ઇમારત બિલકુલ ઢંકાઈ જતા હોય તેવી કોઈ પરિસ્થિતિનું નિર્માણ થયેલ નથી. તેથી ઉપરોક્ત પદ્માવતી શોપિંગ સેન્ટર જમીનદોસ્ત કરવાની કે હટાવવાની દૂર કરાવવાની તંત્રીને જો કોઈ તજવીજ ચાલી રહી હોય તો તે અંગે કોઈ નિર્ણય લેવામાં આવેલ હોય તો તે તમામ નિર્ણયો કાયમી ધોરણે રદબાતલ કરી 1200 થી 1500 વેપારી તથા કર્મચારીઓના પરિવારને અચાનક ભૂખે ન મળે અને રસ્તા રજલતા ન થાય તે બાબતમાં પ્રથમ દર્શનીય રીતે માનવતા ધ્યાનમાં રાખી વડોદરા મહાનગર સેવા સદા સરકારશ્રીને વ્યવસ્થિત કરવા. ધેન નેક્સ્ટ પેજ 139.
Yes.
હાલનો નવો પ્રશ્ન ઉભો થયો છે. અમારા વડોદરા શહેરના MLA શ્રી બાલકૃષ્ણ શુક્લ ની એવી જીદ છે કે પદ્માવતી શોપિંગ સેન્ટરને તોડી પાડવામાં આવે અને અહીંયા તેની જગ્યા પર એક બગીચો બનાવવામાં આવે. અને જો અહીંયા એમ થયું તો 250 દુકાન અને 1200 થી 1500 વેપારીના તમામ પરિવાર પાયમાલ થઈ જશે તથા કર્મચારીઓ પરિવારો રસ્તે રજલતા થઈ જશે. એ ક્યાંનો ન્યાય? આપ સાહેબ શ્રીને ખાસ જણાવવાનું કે સદર 250 જેટલી દુકાનો અમારી તથા અમારા વડીલો લોર્ડશિપ મેં સી ધ રીઝનિંગ ગિવન મતલબ આઈ એમ ઓનલી હાઇલાઇટિંગ કે ગાર્ડન બનાવવાનું છે. ધીસ ઇઝ ન્યાય મંદિર ઇફ યોર લોર્ડશિપ
All right. Okay.
નો ન્યાય મંદિર યોર લોર્ડશિપ હેઝ સીન ધ ન્યાય મંદિર.
હા હા.
એની પાછળ આ શોપિંગ સેન્ટર છે ઓન ધ લેફ્ટ સાઇડ. Well, this is the objective, seems to be the objective. Now I will take your lordship to the letter by the municipal commissioner
Yes.
to the standing committee.
Yes.
Page 146. Second paragraph. આ બિલ્ડિંગ ખૂબ જ જૂની, જર્જરિત તથા અનસેફ હોવાનું સ્ટ્રક્ચરલ રિપોર્ટ આધારે જણાઈ આવે છે. This is the Lordship may read the whole letter. સદર કોમ્પ્લેક્સમાં આવેલ સરકારની કચેરી હાલ ખાલી છે. ફક્ત દુકાનદારો આ બિલ્ડિંગનો વપરાશ કરે છે તથા સેમી બેઝમેન્ટમાં પ્રેસ વિભાગ ચાલે છે જેને ઇલાયદા GIDC ની જગ્યામાં ફાળવવામાં આવેલ હોય બિલ્ડિંગ શાખા દ્વારા કામગીરી હાથ ધરવામાં આવેલ છે. પ્રેસ બી ચાલતું હતું ત્યાં, ગવર્મેન્ટ પ્રેસ. યોર લોર્ડશિપ મે ધેન સી આમ ઉપરોક્ત વિગતે નાઉ ધીસ ઇઝ વોટ ઇઝ ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ. ઇટ ઇઝ નોટ ઓનલી જર્જરિત. જર્જરિતનો લો જુદો છે. That's why I'm highlighting this. It is not merely જર્જરિત. અમો ઉપરોક્ત વિગતે હાલના સંજોગોમાં સદર શોપિંગ સેન્ટરનો મુખ્ય ઉપયોગ દુકાનદારો દ્વારા થાય છે. રાજ્ય સરકાર શ્રી દ્વારા આગવી ઓળખના ભાગરૂપે હયાત હેરિટેજ બિલ્ડિંગોની જાળવણી મરામત વગેરે માટે બજેટમાં પણ જોગવાઈ કરેલ છે. આ સંજોગોમાં સમાંતર ન્યાય મંદિર મિલકતનું હેરિટેજ કન્વર્ટેશન રિસ્ટોરેશન DPR ટેન્ડર બનાવવાની કાર્યવાહી પૂર્ણ થયેલ છે જેથી લાલકોટ, સુરસાગર, ગાંધીનગર ગૃહથી ન્યાય મંદિર સુધીનો રસ્તો મ્યુઝિક કોલેજને સાંકળી લઈ હેરિટેજ સ્ક્વેર બનાવવાના ભાગરૂપે આ અનસેફ બિલ્ડિંગ તોડી દૂર કરવું જરૂરી છે જેથી ભવિષ્યમાં કોઈ મોટી દુર્ઘટના ન થાય તથા શહેરની આગવી ઓળખ સમો ત્યાં અલગ અલગથી વિકાસ કરી શકે. આ સંદર્ભે હાલના પદ્માવતી કોમ્પ્લેક્સ દુકાનદારો વડા બિલ્ડિંગ સંદેશ તથા ગુજરાત સમાચાર TP નંબર ફાઇનલ પ્લોટ નંબર 1 ફાળવવામાં આવેલ જગ્યા સિવાયની બાકી રહેતી અંદાજે 12,109 ચોરસ મીટર જગ્યાના ભાગમાં આયોજન કરી હાલના દુકાનદારોને ગ્રાઉન્ડ ફ્લોર, ફર્સ્ટ ફ્લોર તથા સેકન્ડ ફ્લોર ડ્રો પદ્ધતિ સમાવેશ કરી તેઓને હાલ જેટલી દુકાનો છે તેટલી તે મુજબની દુકાનો ફાળવી આપવા તથા ઉપરના ભાગે થી 7 માળ સુધી મળવાપાત્ર થતી FSI મુજબનું બાંધકામ કરી કોર્પોરેશન ઓફિસ, સભાગૃહ, અન્ય હાલની મુખ્ય કચેરી ત્યાં સ્થળાંતર કરી ઉપયોગ કરવાની વિચારણા હાલ કરેલ છે. They are offering something that is not being offered. The municipal commissioner is making a representation that next to Sandesh there is a plot There would be a construction of 7 stories. The first 3 stories will be given to the shop owners. Upper stories will be utilized by the corporation. Now, this is the proposal which is sent to the standing committee.
Correct.
Your Lordship may note again,
Yes.
આ ફાઇનલ પ્લોટ નંબર 1 માં ફાળવવામાં આવેલ જગ્યા સિવાયની બાકી રહેતી અંદાજે 12,109 ચોરસ મીટર જગ્યામાં આયોજન કરી હાલના દુકાનદારોને ગ્રાઉન્ડ ફ્લોર, ફર્સ્ટ ફ્લોર તથા સેકન્ડ ફ્લોર ડ્રો પદ્ધતિથી સમાવેશ કરી તેઓને હાલ જેટલી દુકાન છે તે મુજબની દુકાન ફાળવી આપવા તથા ઉપરના ભાગથી 7 માળ સુધી મળવાપાત્ર થતી FSI મુજબનું બાંધકામ કરી કોર્પોરેશનની ઓફિસ, સભાગૃહ તથા અન્ય હાલની મુખ્ય કચેરી સ્થળાંતર કરી ઉપયોગ કરવાની વિચારણા હાલમાં છે. Now, my lord, your lordship may see page 147. આ આયોજન ભાગરૂપે વુડામાં સદર પ્લોટનું વેલ્યુએશન નક્કી કરાવી નક્કી થાય તે મુજબની કિંમત તથા એફોર્ડેબલ હાઉસિંગ શાખા દ્વારા મોકલવામાં આવેલ છેલ્લા 5 વર્ષના બાંધકામના ભાવપત્રો બાંધકામના ભાવને લઈને નક્કી થાય તે ભાવે આધારે કાર્યવાહી કરવાની થાય છે. ઉપરોક્ત વિગતો ધ્યાને લેતા હાલના દુકાનદારો તેમના માલિકી ફાળવણી પુરાવા રજૂ કરેથી વરાડે પટ્ટી જમીન કિંમત તથા બાંધકામની કિંમત અને સરકારના અન્ય જરૂરી ભરપાઈ કરવાના ટેક્સ અને ભવિષ્યમાં ફાયર સેનિટેશન તથા તેઓના ભાગ સ્વચ્છતા વગેરેના મેન્ટેનન્સના ભાવ કાઢી પ્રતિ ચોરસ મીટર જે કિંમત આવે તે કિંમત ફાળવી આપવા તથા તે લોકો પદ્માવતી શોપિંગ સેન્ટર ખાલી કરે તે વિકલ્પે અકોટા સયાજીનગર ગૃહની બાજુમાં આવેલ ગ્રાઉન્ડ ની જગ્યા દિન 15 માં ખાલી કરાવી તેઓને પરત આપવાની થતી રકમ પરત આપી તે જગ્યા હંગામી ધોરણે જ્યાં સુધી નવીન જગ્યાની ફાળવણી પત્ર આપવામાં ન આવે ત્યાં સુધી ભાડું વસૂલી વપરાશ માટે જગ્યા આપીએ અથવા અન્ય વૈકલ્પિક ખુલ્લો પ્લોટ ફાળવીએ તથા સદર ખુલ્લા પ્લોટમાં પતરાથી દુકાન બનાવી આપવાની વેપારીઓની રજૂઆત હોય તે તથા સેનિટેશનને લગતી તમામ કામગીરી સંબંધિત ઝોનમાં કરવા તથા નાગરવાડ ટીપી સ્કીમ નંબર પ્લોટ ઉપલબ્ધ માટે પ્લાનિંગ ડિમાર્કેશન એક્ઝિક્યુટિવ બિલ્ડિંગ પ્રોજેક્ટ દ્વારા કામની દરખાસ્તો વધારાનો કામ કરીએ સ્થાયી સમિતિ મારફતે સમગ્ર સભાની મંજૂરી મળવા વિનંતી છે. Now, this is the letter addressed to the. Therefore, there was a proposal, one, to give a plot of land, construction thereon, where we'll get the shops, and in the interregnum, some other area where we can have sheds.
Correct.
That was the proposal.
Yes.
But the proposal is primarily for beautifying the area, not merely because it is in jarjarit condition. It's not in a condition which is not capable of surviving. Now, my lord, your lordship may see the resolution, which is at page 148.
Yes.
Your lordship may see the left column.
Yes.
First column. This is the proposal, which I have read already. પદ્માવતી શોપિંગ સેન્ટરની બિલ્ડિંગ જર્જરિત થયેલ હોય તે બિલ્ડિંગ દુકાનદારો ટીપી નંબર નાગરવાડના ફાઇનલ પ્લોટ નંબર 1 પૈકી ખુલ્લી જગ્યાવાળા ભાગમાં પદ્ધતિથી વૈકલ્પિક જગ્યા ફાળવી આપવા માટે દરખાસ્ત ચલાવેલ વિગતોને ધ્યાનમાં લઈ હાલના દુકાનદારો તેમના માલિકી ફાળવણી પુરાવા રજૂ થયેથી વરાડે પટ્ટી જમીન કિંમત તથા બાંધકામની કિંમત અને સરકાર અન્ય જરૂરી ભરપાઈ કરવાના ટેક્સ તથા ભવિષ્યમાં ફાયર સેનિટેશન તથા તેઓની ભાગની સ્વચ્છતા વગેરે મેન્ટેનન્સના ભાવ કાઢી પ્રતિ ચોરસ મીટર કિંમત આવે તે કિંમત ફાળવી આપવી તથા તે લોકો પદ્માવતી શોપિંગ સેન્ટર ખાલી કરે તે વિકલ્પે અકોટા સયાજીનગર ગૃહની બાજુમાં આવેલ ગ્રાઉન્ડ ઉપર દિન 15 માં ખાલી કરાવી તેઓને પરત આપવા થતા રકમ પરત આપી તે જગ્યાએ હંગામી ધોરણે જ્યાં સુધી નવીન જગ્યા ફાળવણી પત્ર આપવામાં ન આવે ત્યાં સુધી ભાડું વસૂલી વપરાશ માટે જગ્યા આપવી અથવા અન્ય વૈકલ્પિક ખુલ્લા પ્લોટ ફાળવી તથા સદર ખુલ્લા પ્લોટમાં પતરાથી દુકાન બનાવી આપવાની વેપારીઓની રજૂઆત કામગીરી સંબંધિત ઝોનમાં કરવા તથા નગરવાડ ટીપી સ્કીમ નંબર 9 માં ફાઇનલ પ્લોટ નંબર 1 પૈકી ઉપલબ્ધ ભાગ મોટે પ્લાનિંગ ડિમાર્કેશન બિલ્ડિંગ પ્રોજેક્ટ દ્વારા કરવાની કમિશનરશ્રી તરફથી આવેલી ભલામણ જોવાઈ તેની મંજૂરી આપવા બાબત. This is the proposal. Now, what is accepted by the standing committee? કમિશનર શ્રી તરફથી આવેલ દરખાસ્ત પર વિસ્તૃત ચર્ચા વિચારણા કરી નીચે મુજબ ઠરાવવા અભિપ્રાય છે. સદર બિલ્ડિંગ સ્ટ્રક્ચર સ્ટેબિલિટી રિપોર્ટ આધારે અનસેફ હોય, ખૂબ જ જર્જરિત હોય, તાત્કાલિક ધોરણે દૂર કરવાનું ઠરાવવામાં આવે છે. સદર શોપિંગ સેન્ટર દુકાનો ભાડુઆતો ધારકો માટે વૈકલ્પિક વ્યવસ્થા માટેની દરખાસ્ત અલગથી સ્થાયી કમિટીમાં જાણ માટે રજૂ કરવી. So alternative accommodation to be decided subsequently. Demolition immediate.
Yes,
So where will we go?
correct.
The proposal was that alternative accommodation to be given immediately at one place, building to be constructed at another place, and then they to be shifted in that building.
Correct.
Now the proposal is immediately demolish the building.
Correct.
And the last paragraph.
Yes.
સામાન્ય સભાની મંજૂરીની અપેક્ષાએ મંજૂરી આપવામાં આવે છે. It is not yet placed before the general body.
Correct.
Now this is the resolution passed. On the basis of this resolution,
Yes.
my lord, the notice is given. My lord, annexure W.
Yes.
Page 157.
Yes.
ઉપરોક્ત વિષય અનુસંધાને જણાવવાનું કે વડોદરા નગરપાલિકા હસ્તકનું, એટલે it's owned by them, not by us. It's owned by them. We are tenants.
Yeah.
Rent is paid all the way till today. પદ્માવતી શોપિંગ સેન્ટર કે જૂના ન્યાય મંદિર અને લહેરીપુરા વિસ્તારમાં આવેલ જે બિલ્ડિંગ છેલ્લા ઘણા સમયથી જર્જરિત અવસ્થામાં તેમના મેન્ટેનન્સના અભાવે ભયજનક સ્થિતિમાં આવી છે, જે બાબતે વડોદરા મહાનગરપાલિકા બિલ્ડિંગ પ્રોજેક્ટ શાખા દ્વારા થર્ડ પાર્ટી નિષ્ણાત એન્જિનિયર સાથેની સંસ્થાને સદર મિલકતની ઇન્સ્પેક્શન કરવા જણાવવામાં આવેલું. સદર સંસ્થા દ્વારા ઇન્સ્પેક્શન રિપોર્ટ આપવામાં આવેલ છે, જે ઇન્સ્પેક્શન રિપોર્ટ મુજબ, now your lordship may see the words, this structure might prove to be unsafe in very near future. It is unsafe is not stated, might prove to be unsafe in very near future due to service loads and fatal casualty due to even little magnitude of earthquake. Hence, this structure shall be demolished as early as possible for safety of the occupants. તેમ જણાવેલ છે. આમ જાહેર સલામતીના ભાગરૂપે સદર પદ્માવતી શોપિંગ સેન્ટર સ્થવરે ખાલી કરવા જણાવવામાં આવેલ છે. This is my lord 15(3). Your lordship may see the next page, page 158. This is dated 21(3).
Yes.
But your lordship may see the receipt on the left side,
Yes.
28(3). So I have received it on 28(3).
Followed.
They could wait for 7 days before they could send it.
I followed you, sir.
Now, your lordship could see the same statement in English. Might prove to be unsafe. In very near future, due to service loads and fatal casualty to even magnitude, etc. આમ સદર રિપોર્ટ મુજબ માનનીય કમિશનર શ્રી વિનોદ પ્રવત્તે મળેલી મંજૂરી અન્વયે જાહેર સલામતીના ભાગરૂપે સદર પદ્માવતી શોપિંગ સેન્ટર તાત્કાલિક દિન 15 ખાલી કરવા જણાવવામાં આવે છે. Vacate within 15 days.
Right.
Now 15 days are getting over on 12th.
Correct.
They have sent the notice after 1 week. I am also saying 1 week time may be granted. Now your lordship may see section 264. My lord, first and foremost, this is a building owned by the corporation. It is not owned by a private person. So they can also repair it.
Followed. That I am conscious, Mr. Thakur.
No, your lordship may see 264.
Yes.
In that light, your lordship may see section 264. Good. Second sitting.
Second, continue at this.
Certainly.
Mr. Thakur, once the admissions are over,
Hmm.
thereafter we will take.
Fine. That
further-
will be around 334.
Really, I don't know. We have, I have 64 admission matters. So once I finish them, we'll start.
So it will be around 334.
Summer Act, it depends how much.
Na, to 5 minutes.
The remaining matter, most of the matters are.
They are a
group.
but I'm just telling him
Yes,
because
he
he
may-
has a matter at 2:30 before the.
No, आप 10 मिनट से बता रहे हैं वो नहीं चलेगा.
Very, अरे but
I am mentioning on behalf of Mr. Gautam. My lord, he has mentioned this matter in the morning as he has received instructions to appear for respondent number 2. I am requesting this court may pass some appropriate order so that registry may accept the wakalatnama. As the notice is not issued in this matter.
he to let him. Then why did he mention?
My lord, serial number 8, my lords. My lords, may I request if it can be, my lord, it's a fresh matter. Somehow, my lord, it has come in top of the board matter. If it can be taken up with admission matter. My lords.
Parvati, what is to be done? Yes,
239 and 240.
yes.
It's a trademark matter wherein your honor said, your ladyship had granted an interim relief.
Hmm.
The registry is not complying with the order. I have moved an application for breach of the order. In the, Miss-
2:30, we don't accept any mentioning.
Mr. Diveshwar has filed a sick note, your ladyship.
Correct.
So IR may be just extended.
So that will be.
May I
extended.
request that it may be taken up tomorrow or Friday, ladyship, because we have some urgency. They are not complying with the order. You know.
Not in a position to take it.
Monday or next month.
For adjournments, please don't mention.
Please.
Yes, Mr. Butch.
Item 251
Yes.
is a civil application for temporary main matter, and the civil application is fresh for temporary suspension of LOC. The honorable court can take it up or tomorrow, subject to
It's not.
temporary. The notice is issued and the CA is filed not for temporary suspension, but it
CA
can come, it is listed with the main matter. That is the
You are mentioning 250.
miss 251.
Only the
listing.
SCA is on board.
CA.
251 આપણા બોર્ડમાં છો અમારા બોર્ડમાં તો નથી.
CA 1 of 20, our board shows, but
ના,
very well. So
we'll
Could it be-
appropriately I will
very
give.
well, very well. And not one more request for item 255.
Yes.
But this is a matter where only a short order with regard to register the modification in the register of partnership firms has been the register of firms is not accepting our application on the basis of the objection raised by the other side. The honorable court has passed a detailed order if the
Right.
honorable court can.
I'll
Subject
see.
to convenience,
I will see.
not
My lords, there is an SCA 21269 of 2023. My lords, when previously it was listed, my lords had ordained it to be placed at top of the board.
Correct.
On that day, it was placed at serial number 228. Looking at that, my lords had directed that on the next hearing, it may be placed at top of the board. Yet it has been placed tomorrow at serial number 246, my lords.
I don't have any. What can I do? Chal,
My lords,
આપણે let us start with it. Yes, एक minute.
My lord, indicated that instruction.
Huh.
I have also read the number, serial number 276
Yes,
and serial number 288.
yes.
It's for the convention of my lords. They may be taken up at
276 and
288.
276 is with respect to.
But it is regarding a direction to be given to the authority for.
All right, we'll take it by the end of the day. We'll take both the matters, 276 and
288.
280.
Item
We'll take them.
one matter at item 213. Item 213, this can be sent back to the tribunal. Now tribunal is functioning.
Yes,
The petitioner's advocate is also here. So if it can be discussed,
serial number
213,
213.
213, yes.
So he is not present.
So he may not press because now tribunal is functioning.
213. Yes, Mr. Not pressed with in view of the fact the tribunal is
Available,
is functioning.
is functioning. You can raise this dispute.
All the present petition stands disposed of as withdrawn, reserving liberty to take all the contentions before the learned tribunal, works tribunal.
Work tribunal.
Work.
Grateful.
For the state.
Okay, you may give your names.
May I request, serial number 65, it is in 4 orders. I could not supply address in stipulated time. May I undertake to supply within a week's time?
Appropriate orders will be passed.
Please.
Sure. Yes, Mr. Thakur.
Look, I was referring to
Yes.
section 264
260.
of the land revenue of the
Yes,
municipal corporation.
yes, yes.
Your lordship may have a look at that provision.
Correct.
They have given notice under section 264, therefore I am referring to
Correct.
it.
True.
If it shall at any time appear to the commissioner that any structure, so it has to be a decision of the commissioner, appear to the commissioner,
Yes,
that any structure, including under this expression, any building, wall, parapet, pavement, floors, steps, railings, door or windows, frames or shutters or roof or other structure, and anything affixed to or projecting form or resting or any building, wall or parapet or other structure is in a ruinous condition
yes.
or likely to fall or in any way dangerous to any person occupying, resorting to or passing by such structure
Yes.
or any other structure or place in the neighborhood thereof, commissioner may, now this is important, may by written notice require the owner, they are themselves the owner,
Correct.
require the owner or occupier of such structure
Correct.
to pull down one option, secure second option, remove third option, repair fourth option. So they have the option to do any of the things.
Follow.
So the notice is to be given by the commissioner to the corporation to do either of the things. Or do one or more such things.
Follow.
So it is the merely because there is a report that this is in a bad condition, doesn't mean you have to demolish that. It can be
It is for
repaired.
the civic body, Mr. Thakur. We are not here to decide.
No, my lord, I'm not on that.
Correct.
I'm on the,
Ultimately, it is for
no, my lord,
the
but there
well-being
has
of
to be,
the citizens.
there has to
If
be,
there
there has
they
to be
need-
some
So
application
if
of
something
mind.
happens, who is going to be
There has to
responsible?
be some,
If something happens, who is going to take the responsibility?
my lord, I will answer that in a
Yeah,
minute.
This is something which is relevant to the court.
My lord, I will answer that in a minute, but before that, there has to be a decision
Aha.
why they don't want to repair and why they want to demolish. It can't be merely ipse dixit. There
not
are,
mandatory.
there are various options available.
There are options, but it is not a mandate, Mr.
No, but option, there has to be a mind, application of mind that it is,
There you are right.
that there is
For
no,
that should
lordship,
also
that-
be available to the body who is deciding. ne?
no, the body is the commissioner.
Whichever,
Under the act,
whoever
it is the
it may be.
commissioner. It is the commissioner.
Correct.
It is not the standing committee.
Correct.
It is the commissioner. But
Or-
before the commissioner decides, he sees the reports, he has to apply his mind on the report, that whether it is repairable or not repairable. Now, my lord, my submission here is that the mind is applied by the commissioner while making a recommendations to the standing committee on the basis of beautification of the area, not on the basis whether it is repairable or not.
But even if it is for the beautification of the area and if a decision is arrived at. So whether there is a bar to take a decision
Absolutely.
even for.
There will have to be, I'll have to be vacated under the
But-
Public Premises Eviction Act.
Correct,
Then action will have to be taken because I am tenant
correct.
to be vacated under the Public Premises Eviction Act.
Correct.
Then 264 notice would be bad.
Very well, but there is a report by the structure.
Your lordship will also see the report for a minute. I am not taking, I am not seeing the report.
I don't know.
No, your lordship
I'm
never,
just-
I am
We are
just
only
saying.
exchanging what is submitted.
Your
by
lordship
you.
never look at the
I
report
don't
for a
know
minute.
what is there in.
Your
the
lordship
report.
may, I have not also seen the report. I want your lordship to see the first page of the report.
All right, so you may also see, I'll also see it.
First page.
Okay.
Your lordship, it is of 27th, page 204,
Hmm.
27th June 2023. 1 year ago.
Huh.
So the report is of 27 June. There was no danger till 15th March.
Followed.
Can they not, they have not shared this report. This is being shared in the court.
Correct.
Can they not wait for 10 days so that we give a,
That is something we will decide, Mr.
Yes.
Thakur. That is
so
not.
I am saying this is,
Point is that we are not experts to decide whether it's
but
on a report
Your
of
Lordship,
structural engineer. I
but,
don't know what the report.
I am also not aware because I have to read it and I have to ask some sort of structural engineer. The issue is that if the report is of 27 June
Followed.
and they are taking a decision on 15th of March. And
We'll ask them, Mr.
the issue is that if they can wait for 8 months to take a decision after the report,
Correct.
where is the requirement that it should be done tomorrow by 12th? It can as well wait after they are giving a reply. And my lord, what I am saying is that 264,
Huh.
what is important
Yes,
is
yes, of course, we were on 264.
264,
Yes,
there is a requirement for the commissioner to come to a conclusion
correct.
that it cannot be, that decision is not taken.
Very well. We'll ask,
Therefore, the whole action, and your lordship may also see further, the commissioner may also, if he thinks fit, require the said owner. Here the said owner is the corporation.
It is their own.
Or occupier by the said notice either to forthwith before proceeding to pull down, secure, remove, repair the said structure to set up a proper sufficient hoard or fence. So there is a requirement that they should fence it.
Correct. That.
Then if it appears to the commissioner danger from the structure which is ruinous or about to fall is imminent, how does it become imminent when it was 27 June report and you were taking a decision on 15 March? For 8 months it was not imminent. Now it has become imminent. And the whole provision, subsection 5, where the commissioner is of the opinion whether on receipt of an application or otherwise that the only and the most convenient means by which the owner or occupier of a structure referred to in can pull down, secure, remove or repair such structure. So there has to be some assessment whether it is repairable or not. It cannot be without that because we are tenants. Undoubtedly, they can remove us under the Public Premises Eviction Act. They can do so.
If you are tenants, if there is a subsisting tenancy,
Yes.
then why should they evict you under GPP?
Exactly.
Therefore, there is no
They can, no,
there
they
is no
can,
such exercise undertaken by the authority.
they have to terminate my tenancy.
So there,
And then
it does not, in the opinion of,
Well, there are two,
subject to what we
no, well, there are
hear
two,
from Mr.
there are
Vic.
two issues.
Correct. So
if
that
it is in
case
the-
has not come.
If
This
it
they
is,
require, according to what we have heard, it appears that they require this because they think that there may be some fragileness in the building.
if it's a ruinous building, they can invoke 264. Because I will just analyze it. If it is not a ruinous building, they will have,
Understanding.
well, if it's a ruinous building, 264 can be invoked.
Correct.
But if it is not a ruinous building, they will have to get it vacated, where they will have to terminate the tenancy. And after terminating the tenancy, they will have to take action under the Public Premises Eviction Act.
That
Now, my lord, if
That is
it's a
something
ruinous building,
that is something which you
It's
are
not-
submitting, Mr.
No.
Thakur. It doesn't, the tenure of the notice is not had.
it is under 264. I am answering 264.
Correct.
Now, if in 264, there are multiple options, either to demolish or repair.
Follow.
Now, if there are multiple options, there is a report which is received in
Correct.
June.
Correct.
There has to be some analysis that this is not repairable. Unless that analysis, ruinous buildings can be there. There are all buildings which are old, which are repaired. Even earthquake affected buildings are repaired. So
So
that-
this is your point of view.
No, I'm not talking of, I am on the point of view is that is it not the authorities?
We will ask them.
No, I'm only on,
Sometimes it is-
Lord, I am saying whether it is repairable or not, that decision will have to be taken by them.
Follow.
I'm on that. I'm not saying it is repairable. I'm not there to say that.
True.
But there
that
has
is
to be
what
a-
I'm also saying.
No, I am saying there has to be a decision by somebody that, well, it is ruinous, but it is not repairable.
Correct.
That decision has to be there. That is absent. In fact, the absence is evident from the fact, the second paragraph of the municipal commissioner's letter, which says that for that area square which has to be created, this is required to be demolished. That cannot be a reason to demolish a building. The reason has to be that it cannot be repaired. That is absurd. Therefore, my submission is that we would like to file a reply. Ashutosh, this judgment. My lord, your lordship may have a look at this judgment also. Para 12. Copy.
Yes.
Para 12.
Yes.
The aforesaid admitted facts emerging from ipso facto rightly held to be sufficient to constitute mala fide and collusion as contended by the plaintiffs. Apart from the fact that landlord is bound to keep the demised premises in a tenantable repair under the provision of the Bombay Rent Act, and though the landlord is residing in the adjoining house, there is nothing to show that he has ever cared to keep the rented premises in the tenantable repair. Even under 265 of the BPMC Act, it is found incumbent upon the owner of the building to maintain every part thereof and everything appurtenant thereto in such repair as to prevent it becoming dangerous. It is their duty to keep it in repair and not making it dangerous.
Correct, but for a building which would be an old building, Mr. Thakur, what can be done?
It can be
Even-
continued.
Correct. You may say anything, but for a building which is more than 30 years old, it would would be in such a state where it requires some repairing, it requires some other.
My lord,
treatment, whatever.
It would require.
It depends, Mr.
It
Thakur.
would require. I'm not
I'm
disputing it.
not also saying that I am not aware about this building, but this is
My
generally.
lord, can
the
I
case.
just answer in a simple way? There are so many buildings in Ahmedabad which are more than 100 years
I
old.
will also give you so many instances.
More than 100-year-old. It will have to be repaired.
But these are all
No.
subjective.
No, I am on
For
that.
the present building, it may be so that it may be a repairable building.
That
I'm-
decision has to be
against
taken by
somebody.
somebody.
But this is a discussion that is flowing in the course of argument.
No, my lord,
Mr.
my
Thakur.
only submission is that where is that decision taken that it is not repairable?
We'll ask him.
And your lordship may
Talk to
see.
Mr. Ved.
May
Wait,
My lord, SAP University building is of 1965 here.
there are so many, day in and day out, we have people who come up.
Gujarat University building is more than 70-year-old,
Correct.
100-year-old.
So, but that
But
doesn't mean that you are not aware how the building has been maintained or
How-
what has been,
Who has-
what has happened in those buildings. If you are giving such instance, then you may
Well, I-
verify as to how that building.
I am
is
not
maintained
giving
and what has
instances.
happened.
I am not giving instances. I am trying to say,
Therefore, I am also just discussing it with you that you may not, they are not blanket statements, where that this is
Well,
70 years old. You don't know what goes for the owner to take care of the.
who is the owner here? That's what my query here is that.
Are for all.
The owner is themselves. They have not taken care.
We are not, the court is just trying to
Well, I am
understand.
also trying to highlight
Correct.
that the owner in university is the owner. They may have taken good
Correct.
care. Corporation may not have taken
Correct.
care.
So
That's
we-
why the situation is
But
like that.
now, if a situation has arisen.
Then the corporation needs to first analyze whether it can be repaired or not.
Right, so we
On the
ask-
basis of the square beautification of that area, you cannot throw out the tenants. But my submission is that
I
if
follow
you,
your submission.
for beautification of the area, you will have to take action under the public premises. They are not taking action. They are taking action under the section 264.
Follow.
That cannot be used for the purpose of beautification of the area.
We'll-
Therefore, the whole action is malified. The intent is different.
That will take some time to come to that conclusion.
No, this is
Maybe
my
the
submission.
Notice that is issued we may, whatever it may be.
Well, my only submission
to
is that,
say
and
that
today I
there is a
don't want to
conflict
argue all this. I only want to
It
say
can't happen
that your
way.
lordship may keep it on 15 till
Ah,
then they may
of course,
not.
I'm going to,
They may, yes,
there is
that's
no
all.
doubt about it. But one cannot say that this is malified.
My lord, my submission is why it is malified, because that second paragraph.
Well, for me to come to that.
No, that I'm not. My submission is that their intent is different. It's not, that
maybe
is the reason.
that
That way it's malified.
that it may be. So.
Therefore, I am only saying, let me file a
Yes,
reply,
yes,
let
of
me.
course, I'll
Yes,
permit. Anyway, even otherwise, it has to.
yes. So in the meanwhile, they may not
Of
throw out.
three
True.
sections of the act. Can I take the code? to
Are
the act?
please do.
Then the fact.
Yes.
Honorable Court may please have section 63.
Yes.
63, 1 year later.
Yes.
It shall be it shall be incumbent on the corporation to make reasonable and adequate provision by any means or measures which it is lawfully competent to use or to take for each of the following matters, namely, if I may request the Honorable Court to have subsection 22, please.
Yes.
Namely, the securing or removal of dangerous buildings and places.
Yes.
In this context, 264.
Yes. Yes.
I may only read subsection 1.
Hmm.
If it shall at any time appear to the commission that the structure, I may skip the bracket,
Yes.
is in a ruinous condition or likely to fall, or in any way dangerous to any person occupying, resorting to, or passing by such structure or any other structure or place in the neighborhood, the commissioner may, by written notice, require the owner or occupier of such structure to pull down, secure, remove, or repair such structure or thing, or to do one or more such things, and to prevent all cause of danger therefrom. I may skip rest of the provisions, and I may request Honorable Court to have 268. Subsection 1 thereof, your Lordship. Notwithstanding the provisions of any other law to the contrary, the commissioner may, by written notice, order any building or any portion thereof to be vacated forthwith or within the time specified for in such notice. And the Honorable Court may have subsection small c.
Yes.
If the building or part thereof is in a ruinous or dangerous condition within the meaning of 264.
Yes.
Now, in the background of this statutory prescription, Honorable Court may directly have my reply, please.
Yes.
My reply starts at page number 169. In all, before your ladyship, today are 11 petitions.
Huh.
But if the Honorable Court were to have the table at 170, actual number of petitioners are 6. They have multiple shops and therefore they have filed separate petitions. So 6 petitioners out of 290 are before the Honorable Court.
Others are in the pipeline, my lord.
I am grateful to my learned senior friend for
They are in the pipeline because everything
Of course,
cannot be
they,
filed
they
in a
would
day.
not be.
Honorable Court may have
Right.
172.
Yes.
The complex was originally constructed in and around the year 1970.
Yes.
That is almost 53 years ago on VMC land. The complex comprises of basement, semi-basement, ground floor, first floor. In all, 299 commercial units exist within the complex,
Yes.
of which as on 5th of April, 20 units are vacant, 252 units are occupied by approximately 198 private individuals, 27 units are allotted to government bodies.
Yes.
Over the years, now this answer, so now I must first answer, has endeavor been taken to repair? And is there a conclusive deliberation that repair is impossible? Section para 9. And then I'll take the court through the documents. Over the years, the complex suffered from deterioration at the hands of the occupant who carried out modifications in the structure. The VMC, however, continued to maintain the complex, and between the years 2018 and 2020, expended amounts in excess of rupees 21 lakh towards regular maintenance of the complex. The details of the amount expended by VMC is at annexure R1. 10. Finally, however, it was becoming increasingly evident that the complex has become irreversibly dilapidated and incapable of being repaired. The structures of the complex started showing great distress, with the powdering, carbonization of concrete occurring in various areas, as also collapsing of various slabs and corrosion of steel. As a result, VMC commissioned the independent agency. I'll take the court through the report. Paragraph 11 is a verbatim conclusion summary of each of the chapters of the structural report. I may only request the Honorable Court to cursorily glance it, with my request being that the Honorable Court may specifically see page 175, point numbers N to S, because they are taken from the report and they evidence a slightly negative position as far as this building is concerned.
Correct.
In that background, now the Honorable Court may have a look at some documents. Page 183 onwards,
Yes.
your ladyship would have since the year 2019, all the work orders given by me, because this is my building on my land, to repair. So if the Honorable Court were to have 183 onwards, right up to page 202,
Yes.
the Honorable Court would have all the work orders and payment receipts given to various contractors to repair the building.
Right.
In that background, your ladyship may now have 204,
Yes.
the report in question.
Correct.
And also, after showing this report, I would show to the Honorable Court the report that the petitioner produces, which also indicates something negative. The Honorable Court may have conclusions at 209, the visual inspection,
Yes.
if your ladyship would have 209.
Yes.
I may read this because it is slightly important. I may read from 1. The building is basement plus 3 floors RCC frame structure used as shopping complex.
Yes.
Basement is used as parking and ground floor is having press of Vadodara Mahanagar Seva Sadan and other private plots. Major minor cracks are observed in brick masonry due to multiple mechanism of degradations. Corrosion of reinforcement is observed. 5. Expansion joint has led to severe issue of degradation. 6. Stagnant, I believe it would be stagnant water is observed at beside the ramp of parking and staircase. 7. Toilet portion is severely damaged. 8. Damage is not visible because of false ceiling decorative cover plates. 9. The cantilever portion, including slab and beam at backside of complex, is very severely damaged due to corrosion of reinforcement. 10. Most of the column bottoms are severely damaged at first and second floor by spalling of concrete. I understand spalling is powdering of concrete as a result of corrosion. 11. Staircase soffit has been found to be damaged, so on and so forth. The Honorable Court will have the various tests carried out by the authority
Yes.
at page 248 onwards. May I request the Honorable Court to have 248 for one of the
Yes.
tests, which goes on till 273. And then something that non-technically could be understood from the report. May I request your ladyship to have 274.
Yes.
So each of the beams, columns and slabs was assessed and 274 may please be seen. These are the outcomes of those reports.
Yes.
Doubtful, doubtful, and below the table ladyship would have the legend which shows what is the meaning of doubtful.
Yes.
All throughout the Honorable Court will have this from 273 onwards.
Yes.
Barring 2 or 3 beams, the structural integrity of all the beams is doubtful.
Correct.
That is below the 3.75 concrete grade as per the IS standards.
Yes.
This goes on, your ladyship, till page number 294.
Yes.
Then the other tests are discussed. I may request your ladyship to also have 301 for a moment.
Yes.
The legend, which is the table, the second table on this page, would show the half cell potential values, and the remarks on the top page may be seen. Uncertain, low, 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 except point number 10, which is high. This goes on in 302, 303, 304, etc.
Mr. Veer, the court is conscious of the report, but it is, according to the petitioners, this is not sufficient for eviction.
So I may last 2 or 3 pages, 309, the conclusion, and then I would make my submission on why this is. 309 is the Honorable Court says analysis.
Moreover, the court is also not an expert. So
I bow down. Therefore, only
Correct.
the conclusion I made.
Yes.
Only the conclusion, not
Correct.
even.
Alia, this is not to curtail your submission.
I bow. Quality of concrete is extremely poor at all location of test in RCC members. Pre-stressed secondary beam are found to have good quality concrete. However, main beam supporting pre-stressed concrete are subject to extensive damage due to severe corrosion of reinforcement in basement and parking. Columns at expansion joints are also damaged for full length of parking area. And then the third bullet point, waste slab and beam of staircase from basement to first floor is on the verge of collapse. Finally, the Honorable Court may only oblige me by having 1 or 2 photographs, which is starting at page 329. 4 pages would have to be seen. 329 onwards.
Yes.
Please oblige me by looking at 330, the stairwell, 331. Please see 333. 333. 333, 334, 335, 336. There are 290 shops here.
The point is that this is their livelihood. So they are resisting this. Basically, because where would they go? There was a recommendation, as we have read, for an alternative accommodation or something, but it appears that you have stalled it for another meeting. Now, if all of them would be out of their shops within a period of 3 days, and in absence of any other accommodation, as was recommended by the learned commissioner. Now, you have to see, ultimately, we will have to take care of that part also. We would go by what the report says, but there is also a recommendation by the learned commissioner that to the standing committee. So that has also to be considered, Mr. Virk. How would we manage?
I have addressed that exact query at page 176. If I may request the honorable court to have paragraph 50.
And for anyone to leave a place where they are.
My instructions are
Uh-huh.
that, please allow me to dissect this
I'm
into
not-
parts.
This is just
The-
giving you
The
the
imminent urgency,
correct.
because there are 200 shops. The example that the authority gives me is that assume that each shop has 10 visitors a day. That is 2,000 outsiders visiting an unsafe.
What do we, then they are not ready to comply
So,
unless you give them an alternative.
so therefore,
Correct.
please see paragraph 15. I have not said no to them. But they cannot expect alternate accommodation for commercial shops immediately. Please see paragraph 15.
Correct. But then
While resolving that the
appears to be
complex deserves
difficult,
to be
Mr. Virk.
I'm sorry.
That appears to be difficult. So you take instructions on that also.
Your leadership, for them to receive alternate accommodation immediately would not be a condition precedent to 264 powers.
It has nothing to do with 264. But then this is where they are. Within 15 days, you are asking them that you leave the place. If they would be on the road, there would be difficulty of unauthorized. So therefore, it is not as simple as you are putting it, Mr. Virk. While the court is with you on the position of law or the procedure that is followed, then that has also to be seen.
So assuming that what is the concern of the petitioners is alternate,
No, the concern of the
location-
petitioners, I am not concerned.
the alternate location that ought
That
to be given to
I-
these petitioners, that in my respectful submission, I have not closed that door. But that
Then-
exercise,
So therefore,
even my resolution says that has to be placed separately.
correct. So you
by
will
way of
place it,
detailed
Mr. Virk.
resolution.
That has to be placed.
I bow, it is,
Correct. So it can't be, see, it has to be both ways. These are the persons who are also in their occupation in the building. I respect what you are saying. The court is with you on that the building is so dilapidated that this is a structural engineer's report, etc. We may not accept anything. But you take further instructions on this also, Mr.
Please.
Virk.
my only submission to the honorable court is, my instructions are that exercise is also underway.
Correct. So
But
that is what.
If that exercise were to take, say, 1 month or 2 months, that may not come in the way of non-use of this building. I don't propose to demolish it overnight.
Correct.
For example, in controlled circumstances, if the petitioners or some of them are required to visit a shop to have access to their goods, the corporation is ready to facilitate, but we
right.
would not like them to use it for public utilization.
So before we pass any further orders, you may also take instructions. And we will also keep it on 15th for further hearing.
May I respectfully suggest, if the honorable court deems it appropriate only for the limited purpose of this submission, if it can be tomorrow, only if deemed fit by the honorable.
Tomorrow, but let it be on
Sars, 15.
15મી રાખો.
My only submission is that Mr. Thakur may look at this report.
But
This
we
is
will-
not adversarial. We want them out because it's not safe.
they are not agreeable, Mr. Virk. At the most, if they don't agree, we will take an undertaking from them that no one will be responsible. What
Objection.
else can be done?
My learned
When a
friend is
person is not
simplifying it.
ready, when
No,
they are not
I'll tell
ready,
your
what
lordship.
I
can be
bow
done?
down.
I have
bow
tried my best.
I-
I also feel that it is unsafe, but this report is nothing in a, then what can be done?
In fact, the report that Mr. Thakur's petition contains also says it is unsafe.
Beyond
in-
this, the court cannot do
It is,
anything. I
it is
can
not
only,
safe for them
then
to
I'll
use it.
pass the
We
orders
must-
in accordance with law.
I bow down.
Let it be fait accompli. What else can be done? Chalo. You don't act on that notice on.
Honorable court may be assured nothing.
Yes,
Honorable court is having it on 50.
yes. 50. Heard Mr. Mir Thakur, the learned
Your
senior counsel.
lordship would like a formal notice or
Yes, I'm.
formal?
With Mr. S.P. Majmudar, the learned advocate appearing for the writ applicants, and Mr. Vip, the learned advocate appearing for the respondent number 3 on caveat. Post the matter for issue notice, making it returnable on so and so. Post the matter for further hearing on 15th,
15.
15,
Maybe if there are in all 11.
all the matters.
My friend may waive for the corporation.
For 3, he will be.
Yes.
Mr. Patel, any one of you who are appearing? All right.
Government for 1 and.
May I respectfully suggest that this can be a higher officer.
That board is already.
It may be called out.
What is- That is what I'm saying, that by the end, by the
I
time
am
we
worried
end,
that something,
but they are nahi thawa.
Lord, it was from
It is-
June till
A
it
decision-
should not be made adversarial to Mr. Thakur.
it till March.
It's not safe for his clients, but there is nothing more we can
We
say.
can, exactly.
2 to 4 my learned friend will waive. They are officers of corporation.
હા સાહેબ 2-3-4
Okay.
બીજા કોઈ એ પણ કરજો.
1 learned agent.
Whoever is willing, notice may not be issued. For rest, you may take that acceptance. Chalo, fine.
Serial number 42. 46 and 53 to 56 are coordinate line. Same.
Yes, wherever we find that,
They are 1 page petition because everything is same.
well, yes, Mr. Jan.
Petition the petitioner challenges the order that 8 February 2024.
Yes,
The the operative part of the order is page number 8.
yes. Page 8. no?
Page number 8.
મૂકી દો ને, ભાઈ. પેલી ફાઇલમાં. Page 8,
Please, Manoj.
yes.
વિવાદી શ્રીની અરજી સંદર્ભે આયોગે સ્પષ્ટપણે ધ્યાન આવે છે કે તત્કાલીન જાહેર માહિતી અધિકારી કેતકીબેન દાસ that is the petitioner. જ્યારે ચૂંટણી જેવી સંવેદનશીલ કામગીરી સંભાળતા અધિકારી હતા અને વિવાદીશ્રીએ તે ચૂંટણીના ઉમેદવારો અંગેની વિગતો માંગી હતી ત્યારે તેમના દ્વારા વધુ સંવેદનશીલ અભિગમ દાખવીને કલમ 11 અન્વયે કાર્યવાહી કર્યા વિના પ્રત્યુત્તર આપવાને બદલે માત્ર ગ્રાહક પક્ષકારોની વિગતો ગણી માહિતી આપવા ઇનકાર કરતો પાઠવેલ પ્રત્યુત્તર તેમને કસૂરવાર ઠરાવ્યો છે. Manoj, the respondent has short information with respect to the candidatures of the municipality elections where the candidature has stood for in the Kadi municipality. The petitioner has, being a election or being the information officer, denied the information, stating that it is a third party information.
Huh,
The-
correct.
Thereafter, my lord, upon the directions, she has replied and she has provided the information.
All right. So how are you, so what have you prayed for?
My lord, I'm praying for even
The amount is deposited by you.
please, amount is deposited.
All right, so we'll stay that order.
Please, ma'am.
Sure. Heard Mr. Shivang Jan, the learned advocate appearing for the by way of present petitioner, petitioner hearing this. Aggrieved by the impugned order. Dated. This is passed by the Commissioner,
Please answer that. Information Commission,
Information Commission. Dated. What is the date of order?
8th February 2024.
8th February 2024, whereby while passing the impugned order, the petitioner is imposed in penalty to the tune of ₹5,000 is imposed upon the petitioner. Mr. Jani, the learned advocate submits, appearing for the petitioner submits that the petitioner hearing declined the information that was read for on the ground that it is a third party information. However, for the same reason, penalty to the tune of ₹5,000 would not have, ought not to have been imposed by invoking section 20 into bracket 1 of the act. In the course of hearing, it is submitted that the petitioner hearing has deposited 5,000 with objection. It must be with objection,
With objection.
with objection. In view of the aforesaid submission advanced by Mr. Jani, the learned advocate requires consideration. Issue notice, making it returnable and so on. So in the meantime, let there be interim relief in terms of paragraph 7B.
Please. Go ahead.
Sure.
Please.
Yes, Mr. Mishra.
This pertains to the exercise which the respondent authorities took out in respect of allegation of illegal mining and thereafter passing of the impugned order. In my respectful submission, the entire exercise is vitiated on two grounds. If your ladyship may kindly have page 26A, the first Rojkam.
Yes,
The Rojkams which were prepared at page 25, the type copy at page 26A, were prepared by the Sarpanch and Up Sarpanch, and they themselves being the complainant, thereafter they having signed the said Rojkam. Secondly, on the ground, I am challenging the said order that in my reply, I had specifically submitted that it seems that a third person has filed two replies before you and my signatures are forged. Nonetheless, the allegation was that the illegal mining has been carried out outside my lease area. Now, this page 26A, your ladyship, is, if I may just take quickly, the first Rojkam.
how are you aggrieved, Mr.
Yes,
Mishra?
by the impugned order
The court.
at page 53.
Yes. Yes, page 53.
May I just quickly read?
Yes,
કેસની ટૂંક વિગત એવી છે કે વંચાણે એક સરપંચ શ્રી ભારાપાર ગ્રામ પંચાયતના ફરિયાદ અન્વયે મદદનીશ નિયામક સચિન સચ દ્વારા 7/8/23 ના રોજ હારૂન હુસેન મેમણની સર્વે નંબર સચિન સચ વિસ્તારની ખનીજની લીઝ તપાસ હાથ ધરવામાં આવેલ. તપાસ ટીમ દ્વારા મળેલ ખોદકામવાળા વિસ્તારની માપણી લીઝ ધારકના પ્રતિનિધિ કુલદીપસિંહ સચિન સચ પરમારની રૂબરૂમાં કરાવનાર માપણી મુજબ તૈયાર કરેલ નકશાની ખરાઈ લીઝ ધારક અત્રેની કચેરીએ રજૂ કરી હારેન હુસેન મેમણની લીઝ વિસ્તારના નકશા સાથે કરતા સદર લીઝ વિસ્તાર બહાર, if this is important, સદર લીઝ વિસ્તાર બહાર બ્લેક ટેપ ખનીજનું ગેરકાયદેસર ખોદકામ હોવાનું ફલિત થાય છે. Now thereafter the entire calculation. Now,
then,
જે નોટિસ અનુસંધાને કસુરદાર લીઝ ધારક દ્વારા અત્રેની કચેરીએ વંચાણ 4 થી 3/10/2023 થી લેખિત રજૂઆત કરેલ. Now this is important, your leadership may just mark this 3/10/2023 થી લેખિત રજૂઆત કરેલ, જેના મુદ્દા નંબર 1 મુજબ અત્રેની દ્વારા કરવામાં આવેલ માપણી મુજબ 4476.2 મીટરથી વિસ્તાર ખાણકામ થયેલ છે, જ્યારે લીઝ ધારક દ્વારા માપણી કરતા કુલ 0.04 હેક્ટર એટલે કે 400 ચોરસ મીટર ખાણકામ થયેલું હોવાનું ઊંડાઈ સચન સચ હોવાનું છે. મુદ્દા નંબર 2 મુજબની અત્રેની કચેરી દ્વારા બ્લેક ટ્રેપ ખનિજની ડેન્સિટી સચન સચ ગણી સબબ લેવામાં આવેલ, જે DILRC કોડ પ્રમાણે ભૂલ છે. વધુમાં કોઈ બ્લેક ટ્રેપના પથ્થરની ડેન્સિટી 1.45 થી વધુ ન હોવાની પણ રજૂઆત કરેલ. લીઝ વિસ્તાર બહારનું ખોદકામ બાબતે વધુ વિગતે જણાવેલ કે આ લીઝ 2006 થી 6 માં મંજૂર થયેલ છે અને બ્લેક ટ્રેપની લીઝમાંથી પથ્થર મેળવવા માટે વારંવાર બ્લાસ્ટિંગ કરવું જરૂરી છે, જે 17 વર્ષથી બ્લાસ્ટિંગ થતા તેમજ વરસાદી પાણીના કારણે ઓવરબર્ટન ઘસતા પણ આ પામેલ છે, જેની બિનઅધિકૃત ગણી દંડકીય કાર્યવાહી કરવા વ્યાજબી ન ગણી સચોટ માપણી લીઝ ધારકે સચન સચન. નાઉ ધીસ ઇઝ સ્લાઇટલી ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ. જે રજૂઆત અન્વયે અત્રેની કચેરી દ્વારા વંચાણ 5 થી લીઝ ધારકને જણાવવામાં આવેલ કે તપાસ દરમિયાન લીઝ ધારક દ્વારા કરવામાં આવેલ ખાણકામ નકશો તેઓને દ્વારા અત્રેની કચેરી રજૂ કરેલ છે. લીઝ ધારક નકશાને ધ્યાને લઈ તૈયાર કરવામાં આવેલ. વધુમાં તપાસ સમયે સદર ખાણકામ વિસ્તારની માપણી લીઝ ધારકના પ્રતિનિધિ રૂબરૂમાં કરવામાં આવેલ. નાઉ ધીસ ઇઝ ઓલ્સો નોટ ટ્રુ. જે મુજબ તેઓ દ્વારા લીઝ વિસ્તારમાં કરવામાં આવેલ કામની ઊંડાઈ 1 મીટરથી વધારે જણાવેલ. વધુમાં અત્રેની કચેરી દ્વારા
Mr. Mishra, these are everything is on the.
yes, so now if I just that last paragraph, your ladyship, unnumbered paragraph before avlokan, અત્રેની કચેરીએ 22/2/2024 ના રોજ રાખવામાં આવેલ રૂબરૂ સુનાવણી દરમિયાન લીઝ ધારકના પાવરદાર તરીકે મેમન તોફિક હારૂન હાજર રહેલા તથા તેઓએ વંચાણ નંબર 9 થી લેખિત રજૂઆત કરેલ. જે મુજબ તેઓએ રજૂ કરેલ લીઝના સાધનિક આધાર પુરાવા લેવામાં આવેલ સ્પેસિફિક ગ્રેવિટી ભૂલ ભરેલ છે તથા તેઓ દ્વારા ફેર માપણી કરવાની રજૂઆત છે, જે ગ્રાહ્ય પાત્ર રાખવા નથી. Now if I may just take your ladyship to the reply that 22/2/2014 at page 36.
There is an appeal, Mr. Mishra.
Yes, so the reason I'm saying is this, there is much more in the, because if your ladyship may, therefore I was trying to show your ladyship the first Rojkam, if your ladyship,
Can you?
for a minute,
You can agitate the same
yes,
before the
there is
appellate
the
authority.
illegality which is perpetrated into
What is
this
the
is
illegality?
at page,
There would
Twen-
be, but
yes.
that is something which can be
no,
educated
the reason
by
is
technical.
how this is entirely not only ill motivated but politically motivated. Page 26 for a moment, for a moment. This was the first Rojkam. Page 26A is the typed copy. Now, for a minute. Now, who are the complainant, your ladyship? 26A.
Yes.
આજ રોજ 7/8 the unnumbered bottom paragraph. આજ રોજ 7/8/2023 ના રોજ મદદનીશ નિયામક ફ્લાઇંગ સ્ક્વોડ ભુજની તપાસ ટીમ સરપંચ શ્રી ભારપર ગ્રામ પંચાયતની ટેલિફોનિક ફરિયાદના આધારે ભારપર ગામે આવેલ જય બોલે સ્ટોન ક્વોરી ખાતે તપાસ થવામાં આવેલ. આથી તેઓની તપાસ ટીમ સમક્ષ અગ્રણી તથા પંચો તરીકે હાજર રહેલ છે. So the complainant itself is a punch, the sarpanch. Now I have produced on the record of this honorable court that I had moved an application against the Gram Panchayat and the Sarpanch under the Land Grabbing Act. This honorable court had issued notice in that petition. Therefore, the Sarpanch, being the complainant, he initiates these proceedings where he, being a complainant, becomes one of the panchas. તપાસ ટીમ દ્વારા અને પંચો તથા ફરિયાદી તરીકે અમોની રજૂઆત અંગે પૂછતા અમો જણાવીએ છે કે
Notice.
please, the only request is, your ladyship, this way, that to show my bona fide, because this is a politically motivated this thing, my request is that overnight, and this is not within my lease area, had it been even 1 inch within my lease area, I would have no ground to argue before the honorable court. My only request today is this way, your ladyship, that under the provisions up to 25% if I deposit, the authorities have the power to open my
If
ATR.
if you want, you may approach them.
No, my request is this way,
Next.
ladyship, only this way, ladyship, that I am ready and willing to deposit
So you,
25
then why are you before the court?
No, only because-
23%, even otherwise appeal is available to you. And it would be stayed.
therefore, no, my only
This
request
is
is this,
better.
your
This is
ladyship,
a
only
better
1 minute,
order,
1
Mr.
minute,
Mishra.
a minute. Since the authorities were totally predetermined, it was a politically ill-motivated exercise. My request is this, I will deposit 25% before this honorable court,
Not required, Mr. Mishra.
but your ladyship,
not
they have closed my ATR after passing. If your ladyship only have the impugn
We'll-
order, what they
We'll
have,
see, Mr. Mishra, on the next returnable date.
very well. Would my friend waive for number 1 in my case? And in the meantime, if you may take instruction, I'll deposit 25% before this honorable court.
You
Yes,
may take instructions.
and I'll deposit 25% and at least they may at least open the ATR upon that.
Right.
The only request is I'll deposit before this honorable
Got
court.
it. Okay.
May I prefer a shorter date in that?
Yes, of course, 22nd.
Great. For the rest, may I pray for direct service? Events.
Please.
This matter is pertaining to online ATR account. Here, my lords, they have issued notice to me, which my lords may find on page number 38 for illegal excavation outside the lease area, wherein I appeared before the authority twice. My reply is there on page number 40, where I requested for time. And thereafter, my lords, second notice was given to me on page number 41,
Yes.
where they say that they have not considered my reply, and there was, if Kramank 4 may be seen, there is one person, some Goswami Rajesh Kumar Umesh Giri. Now he has submitted some letter before the geologist office that whatever illegal excavation has been done outside the lease area has been done by me, means that person.
Follow.
Please. So they say that simply one line reply they have given in this page number 41, my lords may see. ઉપરોક્ત વિષય પર્વતે જણાવવાનું કે આપશ્રીને સોએનસો પોરબંદરના સોએનસો વિસ્તારમાં બિલ્ડિંગ લાઇમસ્ટોન ખનિજ ક્વોરી લીઝનું કરાર ખત સોએનસોના રોજ કરી આવેલ છે. આપશ્રીના ક્વોરી લીઝ વિસ્તારનું સ્થળ નિરીક્ષણ કાર્યવાહી સંદર્ભ 1 થી પ્રાંત અધિકારી પોરબંદર ટીમ તથા અત્રેની કચેરીને સંયુક્ત તપાસ ટીમ સોએનસોના રોજ લીઝ અધિકારી મેરુભાઈ દેવાભાઈ કચ્છા સોએનસો ને જે અન્વય સંદર્ભ 2 થી બિલ્ડિંગ લાઇમસ્ટોન ખનિજનું
All
લીઝ.
right. Okay.
Please.
Yes. 29/12/2000.
Annexure C.
Huh.
Subsequent to which matter they had filed the reply.
Therefore, in the meantime, this
ATR.
ATR may be
Have
open.
already asked the officers to give me
Huh.
the status of the ATR.
Hmm.
Because in this notice also, we have not stated that we are locking your ATR.
so
No,
you may
they-
just take instructions. Notice return. Please.
My lords, may I request on 22nd,
Okay, 20.
direct service,
Direct services.
obliged, grateful to my,
Miss Tripathi, you may waive for one.
obliged one.
Yes.
Here is challenge to the bills of property tax issued by the respondent number 2, as well as the resolution lordships which were passed by the government, which are without authority of law in my respective submission. lordship.
Without opportunity of hearing.
Without authority of law, I would say. The petitioner lordships is doing the business of telecommunication lordships.
Yes.
And the telecommunication subject will purely lie within the domain of the central government lordships.
Follow.
Under entry 31 of the list 1, schedule 7 to the Constitution of India. And article 246 is also saying on this line, lordships. If various provisions of the Indian Telegraph Act is saying, lordships, exclusive power is with the central government to frame the rules, lordships.
Follow.
Now, my lords may turn to page 48, which is the resolution which was passed by the government for imposing tax, etc. on the mobile tower. Page 48, annexure A, lordships. And page 50 by A is the typed copy.
Yes.
વંચાણે લીધા my lords may see.
Yes.
ખાસ દીવાની અરજી નંબર so and so, નામદાર હાઈકોર્ટનો તારીખ 1600 ચુકાદો. In pursuance of this decision, lordships,
Yes.
this resolution was passed, lordships, and page 50 by B, lordships, where the so-called uniform policy is framed, lordships, for imposition of this Varshik Parvangi fee, etc., lordships. Then with the some modification, one more resolution was passed, which is on page 51. And the type copy, my lords, you find page 51, 51, lordships. And the type copy is on page 52 by A.
Yes. Yes.
Here lordships વંચાણે લીધા ખાસ દીવાની અરજી નંબર સો એન્ડ સો, ખાસ દીવાની અરજી નંબર સો એન્ડ સો, then શહેરી વિકાસ શહેરી ગૃહ નિર્માણ વિભાગનો ઠરાવ નંબર સો એન્ડ સો, and નિયામક શ્રી નગરપાલિકાના મોબાઈલ ટાવર કંપની સાથે થયેલી મીટિંગ અંગેની દરખાસ્ત. Thereafter, with some modification, policy was modified lordships, which my lord will find on page 52 by C lordships, where for Mahaнагарપાલિકા and Nagarpalika rates have been bifurcated lordships. My lords may turn to page 53. Page 53 to 56, which are the bills lordships,
Yes.
which has been issued for the year 20 to 23 lordships.
Yes.
On the top of the bill, my lords will see,
Yes.
where they have demanded 2 lakhs and odd. One another bill lordships on page. Here lordships, one more thing lordships. This demand is from 1st April 2022 to 31st March 23. And will be in the table, we would show that partially baki. Partially baki, how that would come has not been shown. As a matter of fact, lordships, we had asked lordships that how this amount has been arrived at.
So
For the
according to
reason,
you,
lordships,
the tax is not required to be paid by you,
because lordships,
or
no,
it is with
a-
respect
as
to
per the, as
retrospective effect.
with retrospective effect lordships,
Okay.
and that too on basis of nothing lordships, I would say.
All right. So you are against the retrospectivity.
Retrospective and the policy which has been framed in 2022 only by the government on the basis of the rules which have been framed by the central government lordships. Those
Okay.
central government rules lordships. And may I submit this wise lordships? In the meantime, when the discussion was going on with the authorities of the corporation,
Hmm.
without informing us, they had sealed the tower lordships. And therefore for 3
Let
days,
them come. We'll ask them.
but they are demanding the amount lordships.
Then without, so then therefore, if it is in terms of tax, right? So you deposit the amount with.
But we already have paid the amount towards 23-24 bills lordships.
Huh.
And still they are saying that you pay these retrospective amount lordships. From 2011 onwards lordships.
So we'll issue a short notice and making it returnable on so and so. We'll list it on top of the board.
Top
So
of
that
the
we
board lordships, obliged lordships. Thank you.